Should you buy a 3-bedroom or a 4-bedroom Airbnb if you had the option? This is Ron Lysikarski for the Black Hole of Real Estate. And more people are getting into the short-term rental game. And it's interesting because we all hear how people are getting out, but when they sell it, they're selling to somebody who's getting in. And the lessons being learned in the Airbnb transition over the last couple of years are getting really interesting. So I thought I'd share some of that information with you today to help you make a decision either to sell yours, convert yours just a little bit, or maybe it's time to get in the game and actually purchase one. So quite often we think, geez, if we had the 4-bedroom, that would be perfect if it was a big family or 2 families trying to share the property. So we're looking at these 4-bedroom properties, and then we realize that you have typically more money to pay for it. So you've got to sell a few more rentals, right, in order to turn a profit. And then, of course, you've got to have more furniture, more cleaning, more wear and tear. You know how this goes. So on scale, in a perfect world, hey, they'd all be 4 bedrooms. They'd have magnificent pools and yards and things. But sometimes you've got to look at the value proposition of a 3-bedroom. So where is it that a 3-bedroom could outperform a 4-bedroom when it comes to your net operating income? The money that you make, your profit. 4 bedrooms are great, but if they're small, then you may only be able to get a bed in there or a bunk bed in there. Okay, so if you had a master suite and 3 bedrooms, you wouldn't make them all bunk beds, but maybe 1 or 2 maybe. So maybe that would be like 8 that you might be able to fit in there. Okay. So now what if you had a 3-bedroom, but the bedrooms were a little bit larger? You still got the 2 in the master, and maybe you keep 2 in the 2nd bedroom, and the 3rd one, maybe you make a bunk room out of it and you put a couple of bunks in there. That would get you back to 8. Now the 4-bedroom could get you to 10, but if the 3-bedroom had a flex space or a really big room where you could have, a really big sectional or a sleeper sofa, or you got kids a little bit older that like to game and stay up all night long. Hey, listen, a lot of the kids like to sleep on the couches these days and not in the bunk room, especially when the ages span, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. Not everybody wants to be in the same room. So you've got to really think about, how do we divide this up? But what I'm noticing is a 3-bedroom could be attractive even if 2 families, among them have, 4 adults, 4 kids, if it's the right layout. So whether they got video games inside or games that can be played outside. I've seen everything from soccer goals in a fenced yard, a full-size basketball court, outdoor pool tables, summer kitchens, pools, all these things. You can have a backyard recreation area and separate yourself. Outdoor showers, outdoor bathrooms, a full bathroom with doors and windows on it, not an outhouse, but outside by the pool area. You never bring any of the water inside or the sand in from the beach, things like that. So noticing that a 4-bedroom home with a really small living space, it would do really well for the sleeping quarters. But if you're cramped in the main room, or if everybody wanted to do a movie night, then you may not have enough room for everything. And then, in Florida, you have to plan also, what does it look like if it rains? I've seen people get beautiful place, but get a bad review because our Airbnb was great, but it rained for 3 days, and I'm giving them a 4 instead of a 5-star review. Well, it had nothing to do with the Airbnb, and the weather was kind of crappy. So if you can overcome that, in your marketing and let people know that in case you happen to catch, some rainy weather, because it is Florida and it does rain, especially, in the afternoons in the summer, what do we have planned for the outdoor stuff that, is it a covered area, next to the pool where you can sit outside? Are there activities that you could do inside or games to keep people entertained? And it's just a question that I would put out there to anybody who is in this game. So if you have a rental and it's just plain and it's well apportioned and it's got nice furniture and it's clean, but it's a little antiseptic, maybe a way to improve your performance in Airbnb and win the battle online when people are flipping through the pictures. Let's jazz it up a little bit. I've seen people put the video games, 4 or 5 in a row and make it look like an arcade inside, maybe by the kitchen or something like that, or on an empty wall. And, having the home theater set up so that they can watch movies. Fantastic. Also in the backyard, some of the things I mentioned that you can do, make it functional. Hey, if there is a mudroom or a big laundry room where you can put extra supplies, where the kids come in and throw all the sandy clothes or dirty clothes from playing outside or whatever. And a laundry off to the side where it's not in, it's not in the garage and it's not in a room in a house where you can hear it. If it's at a separate laundry room where you can close a door and a mudroom combined, these are things that could take a 3-bedroom and elevate it way past a 4-bedroom to give a better return on your investment. And also, if you're looking to sell it down the road, with great reviews and great rental history, the next buyer is going to say, this thing is all set to go. And even though it's a 3, I can actually have more rentals, appeal to more people, and make more money. And before we take you down the road that everybody has kids, they don't. Sometimes a 3-bedroom works for 3 couples, 3 golf buddies, 3 ladies, on a tour, ladies vacation, all these things work. So when you are looking to purchase an Airbnb, give it some thought. Sometimes a 3-bedroom can't outperform a 4-bedroom. And if you've got an Airbnb right now and you're struggling to make the profits that you want, I think I've given you a couple of ways that you can increase the money you make on every single stay. This is Ron Weiss-Sikarski for the Black Hole of Real Estate.